Hello everyone, welcome back to Voice of Africa. I'm excited to be here today to bring you another update that's not only significant but also deeply inspiring for all Africans. This story is about transformation, resilience, and a long-term vision for a future where African nations work towards self-reliance and sustainable progress. Today we're talking about Senegal's 25-year development plan, Senegal 2050, which was recently unveiled under the leadership of Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko. This ambitious roadmap is set to change the socio-economic landscape of Senegal, positioning the country for a future of growth, stability, and reduced dependency on foreign aid. Senegal 2050 is not just another policy plan, it's a comprehensive vision that aims to address many of the challenges Senegal has faced since gaining independence. For decades, the country has struggled with economic dependency, weak governance, and a reliance on external resources. But now, under this plan, Senegal is taking a bold step forward by prioritizing local resources, empowering its people, and implementing systemic reforms that will ensure long-term growth. The historical context is important here. Like many African nations, Senegal has experienced its share of economic mismanagement, where short-term political gains often took precedence over sustainable development. The reliance on foreign aid and the overexploitation of raw materials led to cycles of poverty, with few opportunities for the youth and local businesses. It's against this backdrop that Senegal 2050 was born. Prime Minister Sonko emphasized that the old models of development have failed. Now it's time for Senegal to chart its own course by looking inward for solutions and inspiration, much like Japan did when it transformed into a global economic power. At the heart of this plan is the symbolic Baobab tree, an emblem of strength and resilience in African culture. The Baobab is used to represent the four strategic pillars upon which Senegal's transformation will be built. First, the roots of the Baobab tree symbolize good governance and African engagement. Senegal's success hinges on its ability to combat corruption, increase transparency, and establish a foundation of trust between the government and its people. This is why audits of public finances were among the first actions taken, revealing the extent of the financial mismanagement by the previous administration. But good governance isn't just about audits and accountability. It's also about fostering stronger relationships within Africa. Senegal's leaders are committed to engaging more with regional partners, ensuring that economic resilience is built on collaboration and shared interests. By working closely with neighboring countries and developing Pan-African solutions, Senegal aims to enhance its position within the African continent and globally. The trunk of the Baobab tree represents sustainable development. Unlike the short-term political strategies of the past, Senegal 2050 is all about creating durable, competitive industries. The plan includes the establishment of development hubs across the country, which will act as engines of growth. These hubs will support key sectors such as agriculture, energy, and technology, allowing Senegal to build a diversified economy that can withstand global economic fluctuations. Decentralizing development in this way ensures that every region of the country has a role to play in the nation's prosperity, reducing regional disparities and promoting balanced growth. Next, we have the branches of the Baobab tree, which represent human capital and social equity. One of the most pressing issues Senegal faces is the low productivity of its workforce. With 80% of the population engaged in low-skilled jobs, such as trading and craftsmanship, there is an urgent need to upgrade skills and improve education. That's why the Senegal 2050 plan focuses heavily on human capital development. By investing in education, vocational training, and innovation, the government is ensuring that its citizens, especially the youth, women, and the diaspora, are equipped to drive the country's future growth. This focus on human capital is not just about improving productivity, it's also about creating a more equitable society. Right now, 4 out of every 10 Senegalese people live in poverty, and Senegal ranks low in the Human Development Index. The government aims to address these disparities by expanding access to education, healthcare, and social services, ensuring that everyone has an opportunity to thrive. The fruits of the Baobab tree as described in the plan, represent the ultimate goal, a competitive economy. Senegal currently ranks poorly in terms of enterprise creation. With only 10 enterprises per 10,000 inhabitants, the country lags far behind nations like Morocco, 500 per 10,000, and Singapore, 709 per 10,000. To address this, Senegal 2050 aims to create favorable conditions for private sector growth, particularly in key industries such as agriculture, energy, and technology. By fostering entrepreneurship and job creation, Senegal hopes to cultivate an economy that is less dependent on external resources and more capable of sustaining itself. Of course, none of this will be easy. One of the major drivers behind this plan is the recognition that Senegal's economic model has been broken for some time. Growth has been sluggish, barely reaching 0.4% of GDP, and the private sector is severely underdeveloped. The government's strategy for overcoming these challenges includes creating development hubs, which will serve as regional centers of economic activity. These hubs will allow different sectors to thrive, promoting innovation and fostering competition. Additionally, fiscal responsibility is a key component of the plan. During the unveiling of Senegal 2050, Prime Minister Sonko was clear about the poor state of public finances, revealing that the country's budget deficit and public debt were far higher than previously reported. To address this, the government is committed to reducing debt, strengthening fiscal discipline, and increasing domestic resource mobilization. These steps are crucial for ensuring that Senegal can meet its development goals without relying on foreign aid or plunging deeper into debt. The political and social implications of Senegal 2050 are significant. This plan positions the government as a reformist administration determined to break with the practices of the past. The public audits of financial records and the exposure of the previous regime's manipulation of data send a clear message. Transparency and accountability are the new standards. By fostering an environment of trust and collaboration, the government is laying the foundation for systemic reforms that will lead to a more prosperous and just society. But this plan is about more than just governance and economic growth. It's also about creating a society where opportunities are available to all citizens, not just the elite. By targeting support for women, youth, and marginalized communities, Senegal 2050 aims to ensure that everyone can benefit from the country's progress. Expanding access to education, healthcare, and social services will be crucial in reducing poverty and improving the quality of life for millions of Senegalese people. Looking ahead, Senegal 2050 represents a new economic trajectory for the country. Over the next 25 years, Senegal aims to become a sovereign, just, and prosperous nation, with a competitive economy that can stand on its own. The expansion of growth engines and the development of new economic corridors will reshape the country's economic landscape, creating new opportunities for trade, investment, and innovation. Prime Minister Sonko's vision is to move away from the cycles of dependency that have plagued Senegal for decades. Instead, the country is positioning itself as a leader in sustainable development, with a focus on local resources, private sector growth, and regional integration. The plan emphasizes long-term solutions that transcend political divisions, ensuring that Senegal's growth is sustainable and inclusive. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to thank you all for tuning in to Voice of Africa. The story of Senegal 2050 is one of transformation, resilience, and hope. It's about a country that is determined to break free from the constraints of the past and build a future where all Senegalese can thrive. This is the kind of story that inspires us and reminds us of the incredible potential Africa holds. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Voice of Africa. Make sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Together, we can continue to spread the word about Africa's rise and its journey toward unity and progress. See you next time.